Okay, so here's a little build I've been working on. I've had a lot of good success with it. People just really don't expect this kind of thing to have this kind of firepower. So usually a prey ship, the Miss Freelancer, I found a way to turn it into a rather formidable opponent. It's still a giant target, it's still kind of squishy, but it becomes a glass cannon with this loadout that I have on it. So let's go into what that loadout is real fast. First thing you're going to need is a 442 pylon. This goes on a size 4 mount, holds 4 missiles, and the missiles will be size 2. The next thing is the 332 pylon. This goes on a size 3 point, holds 2 missiles, which are size 2. And then you'll need the missiles themselves. These are size 2 rattlers. These are the cluster bomb missiles. You also need 4 mantises. These are going to be replacing your tarantulas. And if you don't already have it, the Freelancer runs at 110, but I'm assuming anybody watching this already has a Freelancer, so I'm not going to include that in the price. So all the gear that you'll want to put onto your Freelancer is going to run you about 12,000 rec, which isn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So 2 of each of the pylons, enough missiles to put on all of them, and you'll have a lot spare, but you know, it's just kind of how it is. And your 4 mantises, which come with their ammo, of course. So going back to the ship, the setup is pretty obvious. You replace your tarantulas with mantises, and then you replace the missiles that it comes with, which I don't remember off the top of my head, with rattlers. Altogether, you're going to be running 12 rattlers, and you'll have 4 mantises, which are fully gimbaled. Alright, now that I've kind of showed the boat off a little bit, I'm going to actually take it out and try Arena Commander, a little bit of Vandal Swarm, and I'm going to take it into the verse and try and pick off some randos. When I was fighting the Vandal, I was just tearing them up. I died once during that thing, fairly early on, and it was because I ran an asteroid. When it comes to PvP though, when you face against really light targets, this thing will rip them up pretty easily. Just a couple of rattlers will tear apart any Aurora, Mustang, Avenger, those sorts of things will die pretty quickly to rattlers. But when you fight against heavier targets like hornets, it doesn't do quite as well. When you get into the larger targets like retaliators, constellations, this thing starts to shine again, just because of its guns, less because of its missiles. So that's kind of how this thing stacked up. If I were to recommend, if you were going to run this, I would actually recommend changing your mantises out for panthers, just for a little bit of extra longevity, you know, if you're going to stay out there for a long time. But if you're just kind of running it as a gimmick, the mantises definitely help you capitalize on the shock from having something like this actually show up and launch a lot of missiles and fight you. And that's pretty much it. This is a pretty fun little experiment. I'm definitely going to do more of these, so hope to see you next time.